So in the scriptures, Jesus Christ, when he was teaching, he said, teach one another. What does that phrase mean to you?
Well, I think that we teach one another without our knowing it. Just the very example of who we are as your teacher. Mm-hmm. And when you teach something to someone else, you learn it more yourself. We know that. Mm-hmm. When you're asked to teach a lesson, then you become the one that learns more than the student, doesn't it? But I think it's just a natural process again, that as you come to learn things, they just naturally spill out. You want to share them. You want to talk about them. You want to do something with it. And I don't think it has to be a formal, okay, now teach, here's something, now teach it. I don't know. Again, I didn't have these things when my kids were growing up, so I wouldn't say that in our home we use the teach one another method, if you would. But I do think it's a natural process.
Yeah. I like that it's natural, because I did set up my kids. My older kids will teach my younger kids now to read, and you teach them this, and you teach them this. And it didn't always work, right? It just didn't. So I love your idea of just keeping it natural. Then when they want to, like, look, you guys go.
When it comes out, they're excited about it. When they're ready, I love this book.
Yeah.
And I think it's different, if you're talking about teaching a mind thing where, teaching arithmetic or teaching a definition, that's different than what I guess I'm so much in the heart mode that I think everything in that way.
Yeah.
But academic teaching I could see as a great way for using older kids with younger kids.
Yeah. Are you familiar with what Rick's College, BYU Idaho is doing with their curriculum? Not pathways, with the way they're doing their curriculum on campus.
I am not sure.
Okay. So they have rearranged it. Instead of coming to class and you receive a lecture and then you go home and study it and then you take a test, that's the normal pathway. So they have discovered through, there's lots of resources and lots of books that they did, but they have a method of 3. And that is that you get your assignment and you read it and you ponder on it first. Then you come to class and you teach one another. And then you go home and you ponderize on it and you ponder it, and then you think more on it, and then you take your test on it.
I love that.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
When I heard that they were doing that and I was teaching it to my daughter, she was like, I'm so going there. I'm so going there. Because so that teach one another is such a vital piece of that puzzle, because when you're teaching it, you learn more.
Well, and especially if because then a student has the chance at a personal level to find those things that they care about. So when they come to class, they're just naturally going to talk about it from that point of view, other than, it's just a different way, having it forced on you versus you have found something you care about and now you want to deepen it, you want to understand it more, and you're open to other people's thoughts. Yeah. So that's wonderful. I hope it catches on everywhere.
Oh, I do too. It's been a couple of years and I haven't heard it growing, but I keep hoping. Yeah. But I was also thinking, like, sitting in that classroom, and I got this aha from this book or from this article or whatever we're reading, and I share it with you, but you got something totally different, and where I had just totally skipped over, that I think that art of communication, that art of that
the art of conversation
is so vital. Yeah.
You look at I read about what's the neighborhood up in Massachusetts where the Alcotts and the Emersons and Mark Twain and Harriet Beecher. So how would you have liked to sit in that living room and listen to the conversation of ideas that was going on? I think we've lost a lot. Well, first of all, we have little that we want to talk to each other about. Yeah. What movie did you go to? And the end.
Yeah, how sad, huh?
To be notified of our newest YouTube videos, be sure to click the subscribe button here. Head over to our new website for the latest gifts and promotions. For more videos like this one, click this playlist here.